Yeah, and today is a big day for me, and not just because I've got my new lights to make my videos look better, but because it's my first daughter's fifth birthday. So my baby is 5 years old. I cannot believe it. You know, it's about 4 years now, coming up to 4 years since I started Business Plus Babies. So, a lot's happened in that time. And I was just thinking, what would I tell myself if I could go back to when I started? Because I know there are loads of mums reading Business Plus Baby who have got very small children, babies, small toddlers. And I think what I would tell myself is to not be so hard on myself, because my expectations of myself were just so high that there was no way I was going to live up to them, and I constantly felt I was a bit of a failure, and it's not a nice way to be. And I think there's so much going on when you've got small children. There's not just the day-to-day looking after them and all the things you need to do, but you've got a lot to adjust to in your own mind. First of all, just being a mum, but also the impact that's going to have on your career. And even if you decide to take your career very slow for a few years, you've still got to adjust to that if you're not used to that. It just takes a lot of work in your own mind to get over that. What I found I did was I was doing 10-hour days with the kids, and that was once you take the naps away, there was about 10 hours that they were awake. They were waking me up in the night, so it was kind of a 24-hour a day job, really. That was 7 days a week, so that's far more hours than you would ever have in any other job. And on top of that, I was expecting myself to do a pretty substantial part-time job, in effect, starting up my own business. And it was going to take a while, there's no doubt about it, but I think my expectations were far too high. Now, if you've got some childcare, you can speed that process along. If you've got some savings or access to some funding so you can pay people to do some of the work for you, then of course you can speed things up. But so many of the mums I know, you've got no childcare or very little childcare, you've got very little money in the bank to invest in your business, and it is going to be quite a slow process. But if you think of the first years, you're laying those foundations, you're learning a lot, and it does get easier as time goes by. You just got to make sure you don't burn yourself out too soon. Just, slow and steady. Now, I don't mean that you shouldn't have big dreams. Of course not. You can have big dreams, but I think you have to be realistic about how long they're going to take sometimes. And you can't have that big dream this year if you're working with one or more very small children and very little childcare, and nobody else working for you. So, I know the pressure you put on yourself is huge. I've done it myself. But if it's going to take 5 years to get there, it's going to take 5 years to get there. And that's okay. Those 5 years will pass anyway. It's not a race. So take good care of yourself, because I'm not sure I did in the early days. Do get some rest. I know it's so hard to do it because you're fired up about what you're doing and you've got small children wanting things from you the whole time. And just cut yourself some slack, I think, is the message. And that's really what I wish I could tell myself 4 or 5 years ago. Okay, but nice talking to you, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.